Everybody live here on YouTube, and for those of you who are watching after the fact, it's good to see you too. This is going to be a quick live video just to explain a little bit about what's going on here at the BryantChambers movement. I know you saw the title, and it sounds probably a little bit more dramatic than it really is, but a lot of things are happening in my business and in my personal life that are going to require and are requiring a greater degree of my attention, which means some of the activities that I'm involved in on a daily and weekly basis are going to have to take a back seat. So let me frame the story for you. We'll explain exactly what's going on and how you can stay in touch with me and stay connected with me as we're going through this piece, right? So those of you who follow me closely, and I'm really grateful right now that so many people are actually tuning into this live. Like I think just that title alone got more people to show up on a live call than have in a long time. So first of all, thank you so much for that. Let me frame, you're gonna hear my kids yelling on this video. This is not in any way scripted or professional, although I am wearing this sexy suit and tie, and I promise I'm not wearing basketball shorts underneath like I've been known to do in the past. I actually had to meet with some senior level executives today, some heavy hitters in the military and across a bunch of different places in industry. So I wanted to look the part of the wonderful business owner, right? But bottom line, if you've been following me at least since June of last year, I went through losing my father, right? If you follow me really closely, I also recently went through losing my uncle, my dad's brother. That was just a couple of weeks ago. So in the span of about 6 months plus, I lost my dad and I lost my uncle. You can imagine the strain that that puts on a family. Not in a bad way, just in going through the normal mourning process, dealing with the things that come with that type of experience. So, and that sounds kind of dark and sad, but it's really not. The happy ending here is that my father passing away motivated me and invigorated me in ways that it kind of kicked me in the behind in ways that I think I really needed. I've been grinding pretty hard and working very smartly over the last couple of years. There was a couple areas where I really needed to push myself in order to reach my goal. You all know that my goal is to reach over 1 billion people to change lives one soul at a time, right? So you guys will have to forgive me. I don't have my laptop with me. So I'll see your comments coming in, but you may have to repost it here. We'll do some quick Q&A before I close out. I'm not going to be here long, just until dinner's ready. I'm going to go have dinner with my family, which is a part of the discussion tonight. But I went through those things with my dad and my uncle passing away and all of the craziness that comes along with that. In the same vein, my business has really started to grow, right? And what I mean by my business in this case, not what I do on YouTube. What I do on YouTube is my service. All right, so let me separate the two. What I do on YouTube and Facebook is more my brand, although I do sell my products and services there, right? I don't really do a ton of that. I spend a lot more time giving and serving on social media than I do selling, right? And so my business, both my product side of my business, which is products like my Social Media Ninja Academy, which is about to go through a huge change, which I'll explain that for those of you here that care. My Take Command life coaching program, which we're just getting ready to finish up our second session of that this week. Going to talk more about that tonight too. But specifically, the work that I do for clients, I've started to take on a lot of new clients versus the ones that I've had for years to really start growing and scaling my business so that I can reach my goal. If I'm going to reach 1 billion people, guys, I can't do that as a person who isn't making millions of dollars. It's just that simple, right? And I'm not talking about making millions of dollars so that I can be rich. I'm talking about making millions of dollars. I mean, I have no problem with being rich. I know there's people that, oh, it's all about the money. I don't care. It's not a materialistic thing. If you look at how I dress, I'm not materialistic, except for tonight, right? But I've got to put my business in position to bring in enough revenue to get me in front of 1 billion people. Let's be clear. YouTube is not going to be the thing that by itself gets me in front of 1 billion people, especially the way that YouTube works and the way that audiences behave on YouTube. Right? If I want to get in front of 1 billion people, I'm going to have to drive that train and not rely on search engine optimization or any of these other cute things that people in the organic space and free space rely on. If I want to get in front of 1 billion people, money is going to have to change hands. Believe that. And in order for money to change hands, I've got to be bringing in more than enough money, not just to take care of my family, because that's taken care of and that's cool, but more than enough money so that I can start to scale the business, bring in more people to help me, bring in other creators where I'm not the only one making the content. You understand? People that understand the vision. I'm talking about buying a farm and building out a farm, not just so I can go live on a mansion, but because I want to actually contribute to the agricultural situation, right? I want to disrupt education and the way the world looks at education. We overvalue, especially Americans, we overvalue entertainment and we undervalue education. You don't believe me? Ask a teacher how much they make every year, and then go ask Brad Pitt how much he makes, right? Are we arguing that what Brad Pitt does is more valuable to us than the education of our children? Right? I'm not trying to take anything away from what Brad does. My point in saying that is we in America have our values out of whack. And I'm not even saying entertainment is bad. In fact, I think Brad Pitt is not only handsome, he's a very enjoyable actor, right? But my point is our values are out of whack. It's why I watch people who complain about the president and I'm like, he's a reflection of us, folks. So if you're frustrated with him, get frustrated with you first and deal with the selfishness and the narcissism that's in here before we start attributing selfishness and narcissism to other people. Makes sense? So if I want to reach that goal, I've got to start building the business side of what I do, not just the service side. That's great, right? Would you rather have a billion-dollar company whose heart is to save the world, saving the world, or a nonprofit who makes a couple $100,000 every year? Which one do you think actually has the ability to impact the world? Look at what Elon Musk is doing right now, right? Look at what all these people who love Gary Vaynerchuk, look at what he's doing as he's scaling his business to get to the billion-dollar level. And in order to do that, it's going to require a higher level of focus from me because I am so, I'm an ex-soldier, I'm a family man, I was raised by a soldier. I have a heart to serve, right? But some of the people in my circle, they said, if you want to serve the way you're talking about wanting to serve, you're going to have to reprioritize. And it doesn't mean I'm going to stop serving. Some of you may be wondering, are you leaving YouTube? Listen, I'm not leaving anything. In fact, I'm platform agnostic. YouTube could burn down tomorrow and say for I hope the people in the building are safe. It wouldn't bother me a bit because I'd find another way to communicate with people. But the point here is I've got to start prioritizing. So what does that look like? If I'm and right now, and I'll tell you specifically what I've been focusing on is providing greater service to a greater number of clients, right? And that takes more of my time away from my ability to serve. But guess what? It puts more money in my pocket so that I can, guess what? My kids always say, guess what? They have me saying it now. I can bring on more people to help me, which means I can get in front of and serve more people. Like if you're not aware of it, YouTube shows you your behavior. Right? I know, like if you look at the analytics of my videos, a lot of people talk about how valuable my videos are. But the simple fact of the matter is if I don't produce a video in a very specific way, there's a good chance that a lot of you that watch me aren't going to see it for two reasons. One, YouTube is predicting what you want to watch based upon your previous actions. And if I do something, heaven forbid, that's outside of what you've come to like me for, YouTube's probably not going to show it to you. Number two, you're not going to go looking for it. You're too busy. I wouldn't ask you to do that. You have families and lives and jobs and careers and businesses too, right? So I see the Jolly Mages here. I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. The point is, I am starting to focus in on two things. One, scaling my business. Not so that I can become a billionaire for the sake of being I don't care about money. Dude, I own like 6 outfits. And you've watched my videos for 2 years. You see I wear the same clothes all the time. It's not because I'm branding. It's because I literally don't care, right? But more because having access to more resource. I mean, could you imagine if, let's imagine for a second that I'm a billionaire, right? Look at the way that I've served people up to now. And if you believe that my heart is toward making the world a better place, not just becoming a corporation that dominates and makes a ton of money, because believe me, I make decisions every day that takes money out of my pocket because it's the right thing to do. Which means I may make less than Amazon or some of these other big businesses, right? But if I want to serve 1 billion people, we've got to have the resources and the people in place. People are not going to dedicate hours and hours of their time to me and my business without being properly compensated for that. So I owe it to my family and myself and the farm that I want to start, but I also owe it to you, the people who work with me. I hate to say work for me. I've always thought that's patronizing. The teams that work with me, right? I owe it to them to scale the business. I owe it to you to scale my business so that I can reach even more people. So what does that mean in terms of what's getting ready to happen here? Why did I title a video that says, you know, it's been real, thank you for the memories, or whatever it is I said? I don't even remember. The point is, we're going to go on a forced hiatus from YouTube, Facebook, all these places where you typically see me making regular content. We're going to go on a hiatus. Doesn't mean I'm leaving or quitting. In fact, I've already filmed some other videos that I'll be releasing in the weeks to come. Some stuff that I think is really cool, some experiments that I want to do. But the filming schedule that I have right now is just not sustainable, given the fact that I have the full court press on going into people's businesses, helping them build their business, which is, by the way, part of my vision. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of the businesses I help are specifically businesses that help other people, right? I had a meeting with a client last night who's created an augmented reality product and service that helps the blind and visually impaired. And she started her company because she has a friend that deals with that. These are the type of people that I'm going out and helping, right? And then it's coming back to me as well. Like, I get a benefit, and I always do 51.49. Anyone that's ever bought a program from me knows that, because it's like you spend whatever you spent to get in it, and then you realize it's worth at least 10 times what you paid, sometimes 100 times what you paid. And then you look at other programs that you get into, and it's like, well, dang, they didn't even give me half of what this dude gave me, right? So I owe it to them to do that. That means I am laser focused right now, and I just had this meeting with my team earlier this week. I am laser focused right now on scaling the business, both through client services and through my products, right? So, and we're looking at creating new products to reach different markets. And all the products that I create are education based. Like, I don't sell widgets or toys. Like, I'm not into luxury. I'm not going to make a watch or any of that crap because I don't care. I care about creating products that actually help people with their lives. So we're looking at scaling our client services business, right? But that has limitations, because in order to have a client service business that can get into the 7 and 8 figures, right? For me to build, I could probably build it to an 8-figure business doing client services, but I wouldn't do that without a pretty substantial team. And in order to bring in the team, we have to have the revenue to do it. So we're focused on that. We're focused on our products, right? We have the Social Media Ninja Academy. We have the Take Command Coaching Program, which, by the way, the Take Command Coaching Program is about to go on hiatus as well. All right, we ran 2 sessions as a pilot program just to see how do people respond to it, and do I actually deliver on my promises in the thing that I'm selling. Now, I knew that I would deliver, but I wanted the people to go through the program and say, yeah, this was awesome. Right? And so in the pilot that we ran 2 sessions, I made the price stupidly, like, unfairly cheap, unfair to me, so that we could get people in to where it's like, oh, it's only that much money? Yeah, I'll get in there, so that I could test the model. We've tested the model. It absolutely works. We've had people come in who were broke and unemployed, and within a week of talking to me, now they have a job. Right? Because I'm not teaching them how to do LinkedIn tactics. I'm teaching them strategically how to go out and get the help and to give service to people that makes them want to pay them. Right? So we've got that. And then we've got the Social Media Ninja Academy, and then there's VIPs in there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've got some new programs that I'm hoping to launch in 2018 that are tied to our social media product line. Right? And it's content that I've already produced. So it's not like I have to go reinvent something new. But all of that focus is so that I can reach, it's all with the heart that I can reach more people. And it's like, you know, Jay-Z used to talk about all the time, I can't help broke people if I'm broke. And now while I'm not broke, we could be doing so much better, and I could be doing so much more if I get focused on the right things. So that means the YouTube content that you're used to seeing every week is going to be on hold for a while. I don't know how long yet. I've got some dates in mind. I don't want to start tossing them out, because if I don't get back on YouTube by that date, I don't want to leave you all hanging. Just know that we're going to go on a slightly indefinite hiatus. I don't imagine it's going to be I don't imagine it's going to be more than a couple of months to get to where I want to be and to where I can bring in a team to help me start doing more things. That means the Facebook content will dwindle quite a bit, except for some of the things we've already got in the pocket, in the pipeline. It means like Instagram, if you follow me there, like Snapchat, you know I haven't been creating content there in a while, right? So that's that. The Instagram content, I've got a couple more things we're going to put out, and then that's going to be on hold. So basically everything I'm doing, like the live hangouts that we do every week, that's why I'm doing it now, because I'm not going to do one this Friday, right? And reason number 2 for the hiatus, which I'm going to share with you here in a second, will explain part of that too. So the Friday night hangouts, I'm going to put on hold. The YouTube content, I'm going to put on hold. If you're in the 69 Pillars program, like you actually joined on the website, excellent. You will still be getting content because I'll still be filming that, because that's a part of a product that we're building to serve other people. Right now, today, that program is free, but I'm going to stop producing the content, releasing it here on YouTube, and not because I can't upload a video, but because I don't want to have to go in and start messing with metadata and all that other crap that takes longer than filming and editing the video, right? Doing all the strategy and coming up with the right titles. That's still going to be uploaded, but it's going to be on the website. The website is how that content is meant to be consumed anyway. So I think here on YouTube, we got through like 22 or 23 of the 69 videos. I have filmed more than that. I've even already filmed some of the bonus content that you're going to get access to. And so joining on the website, there's always a link in the description below where you can join. It's 100% free. You don't have to pay anything. Eventually, once I've finished it and I've packaged it, I probably will charge a very small fee for people that get into it after the fact. But as long as you're following me and doing what I'm doing, you're going to get access to that for free. So that's going to still be going on. But like my weekly personality type videos, that's going to be on hold. I'm even rethinking how I want to do the psychology and self-awareness content in the future, just because, you know, I always get into this dilemma with YouTube. It's one of the things I kind of wish secretly was different about the platform, in that I know how to make the platform give me views and give me subscribers. Like I know exactly what to input into YouTube to get out the result that I want, but the challenge is almost always that's not congruent with what I want to create. So I end up finding this happy medium of making the machine happy and making myself happy, trying to find where's the balance. I shot a new video that's kind of, it's not like anything I've ever done before. I'm hoping to have it up sometime next week. I've got meetings with clients all this week, so I'm not really going to be doing anything with that probably. But it's a psychology video, but much more focused on entertainment versus kind of that raw classroom feel that a lot of my content has, that I'm considering getting away from just because I understand what the platform wants, right? But I don't want to get into the business of creating the Myers-Briggs videos the way that I do them necessarily. Even though people love the videos and I love helping other people, ultimately having Myers-Briggs conversations with you all for the next 10 years, it's not going to help you. Right, so what my responsibility is, and one of the reasons why I want to have a hiatus, is because I want to go back into looking at our long-term strategy for content production and service. So when we start talking about the business side, selling, there's also a side to my business, which is the serving, and that's the free content that I produce. I want to look at the strategy to see and talk with my team about, are we okay with potentially getting less views if what we're making is the right thing? And to take it a step further, how do we infuse what we're doing with more entertainment value? Because that's what people want when they come to YouTube. They don't necessarily want to sit through a class. But if I were to just keep gaming the system and let me find out 29 more videos I can make about a particular personality type, which I don't even 100% believe in anyway, right? This typing mechanism that we're so in love with, then I'm doing a disservice to the people that are here. And if you notice, all of the type videos I've done have all just used type as a Trojan horse to give you information about your psychology in general. Meaning the videos apply to anybody who's watching, not just the personality type that I've identified, right? But anyway, so to recap everything I've been talking about, because I know people tune in at different times, we're going to take a social media hiatus, right, with the content that I've been producing on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever you follow me. And the reasons why, you know, if you've been following me since June, If you've been following me since June, you know that I went through losing my father. A couple weeks ago, I lost his brother, my uncle, right? And a lot of things have been going on in my family where I feel like, honestly, I've just been running on a treadmill at top speed with no off ramp, where I need basically, part of it is emotionally and physically and spiritually, I need a break because I'm focused on so many other things too that are important for not just building the brand, but building the business and the sales, that something's got to give for the most important reason, which is really the crux of it, is more time with my family, right? I spend an ungodly amount of time creating content for you all, and then creating content for the products that I sell, and then just spending time with you and answering questions and doing videos and then coaching and doing monthly coaching. I spend so much time with that I've had to start scheduling time with my kids, right? And I'm not complaining, by the way. Like, I volunteered for that, okay? I signed up to do that. It's not like I'm not, oh my God, woe is me. It's, I realize that as my kids get older, I want to have more time with them, right? So we're really starting to focus on business and family, and that is the core focus of 2018. Part of the reason too is I want to build my authority to the point where what I say resonates a lot more with people who don't know me. Many of you that follow me have been following me so long that you get it, right? But somebody off the street who doesn't know me from Adam may not have that same experience. So I want to give people a reason to listen. And like I said, if I want to reach 1 billion people, we've got to be bringing in reach 1 billion people type money, right? And Alexander Cruz says, don't leave. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I am just prioritizing how much time I'm spending in the different things that I'm doing, right? So we're going to take a hiatus from the YouTube content, which means we're going to kill the Friday live calls. If you were following me as a small business and you're in my private small business group, those weekly calls will continue, okay? If you're a local small business who's been coming on my weekly live calls in our private Facebook group, that's going to continue indefinitely, right? But the Friday night hangouts that I've been doing here, that's going to be time with my family. And I think I've given you all so much content that you probably have about 4 years worth of stuff that you can go back and watch, and it'll benefit your life. Because when I put out content, I fill it with so much goodness, and I don't do the typical marketing nonsense where it's like I tell you a little bit of the story, and I say, well, if you want to get the rest of the story, you got to buy this ebook or buy this $100 program or this $1,000 program, right? When I sell programs, it's about like literally hands-on, over the shoulder. I'm going to help you build this thing out and have conversations with you that are tailored to you as a creator, as a business owner, you know, as a person, right? When I'm coaching or selling a product, it's not, hey, here's half of the answer, and to get the rest of the answer, check out my ebook or check out my platform. No, I'm going to give you the answer. But a lot of what I do in coaching is working with you one-on-one and personally to figure out how do we apply these principles that I'm teaching in a generic video, right? I've never believed in that, you know, you want to get better at sales, always be closing. And if you want to learn more about that, you can get my ebook on how to close sales. No, I'll tell you how to do it, right? But in my programs, the products I sell, I actually walk you through it. Okay, so that's the deal. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. I know you didn't see a video Monday. There was no Tuesday video in accordance with the schedule that we have and that I promised. So that's going to go on hold for a little while. I don't know how long. And I'm not 100% sure exactly what all the content will look like when I get back. All right, I want to take some time to heal with my family. You know, I've been running top speed since my dad passed and now since my uncle passed away. And I've been borrowing time from my family to serve the people that I serve. And, you know, like I said, I'm not complaining. My kids and my wife aren't upset. Like, you need to stop spending so much time. My family supports what I do 100% because they know what I'm doing is working to change the way the world thinks, and then I change the world, right? You don't just change the world. You first have to change the way the world thinks. And right now, one of the reasons why I make the content I make, the world values entertainment way too high, and they don't value education. When it's proven, 100% proven, that the most successful people in the world reverse that. They invest way more time, money, and effort into education, and they do entertainment a little bit. Like I just took that trip to San Diego. We were doing business. Like you saw me on the speedboats and having fun. What you didn't see was the business meetings and the coaching sessions we were doing out there. We went out there to work. We went out there to educate and to get educated, right? So, yeah, my whole purpose, and this wasn't scripted. I had no idea what I was going to say when I put the camera on, but just to alert you to the fact that we're going to have some changes in terms of my content schedule. I'm not 100% sure what the content will look like when we come back. Guys, there's so much I want to do content-wise that YouTube, unfortunately, and if you saw Casey's interview with YouTube's, I think it was the VP of content, you got kind of a clue. Like Casey shared some frustrations that I share with YouTube, and I don't ever talk about my frustrations that much because it doesn't matter. Like YouTube's going to do what YouTube wants to do, but there's so many things that I want to do for you all that the system just doesn't support. The system wants me to keep lulling you to sleep with bullshit entertainment. And if your kids are watching, I'm sorry I cuss, but sometimes I need to get your attention. The system wants me to continue lulling you to sleep with bullshit entertainment. Right? And your human physiology, psychology, and biology wants to lull you to sleep into a state of equilibrium. It doesn't want to fight. It doesn't want to get up and go to the gym. It doesn't want to read 3 books a week. It doesn't want to. And I'm here to tell you, if you want something in your life, watching YouTube videos and stupid entertainment 80% of the time and doing 20% training, and well, it depends on what you want in your life. I mean, if you want like your life, let's be clear, is already amazing if you live anywhere in the Western modern world. But even if you're homeless, right? But of course, homeless people aren't watching this, which would be hilarious. If anybody's homeless and watching this, please comment, because I want to talk to you about why you have a phone and why you haven't sold it. Actually, that may be smart to have a phone. If someone bought you a phone and you're like using it to network, do your thing. But the system wants me to lull you to sleep with entertainment, because the system understands that entertainment is a means to numb the mind. And when the mind is numb, it's easy to manipulate and it's easy to coerce, right? I'm fighting to go in the other direction, to give you information and, more importantly, knowledge, because you can find information on the internet, but giving you, and the knowledge I share with you guys, if you notice, there's certain things I don't talk about, because I don't talk about crap that I haven't proven. I don't talk about things that I'm not doing in my own life, because I haven't proven it, or at least where I have a model of someone that I know personally where I can say, yes, this thing worked. So the system wants me to keep lulling you to sleep with mindless entertainment, and your biology wants you to do the same. It doesn't like cortisol and the things that happen hormonally and chemically in your body when you do things like training or going to the gym or reading books. But I don't want to live in that world. That world frustrates me. And so when we come back, I'm legit. One of the reasons why I want to go and come back is because I want to go and build such an insane amount of success that when I show it to you, like let's be clear. Like, look around me. Like, I'm in a house. I am feeding 7 people, right? I'm doing pretty effing well, even by American standards. I am in the 1%. Right? But we're not where I want to be, because I want to do more to serve people. And what I don't want to do is continue pumping out lazy content. And I don't pump out lazy content, but pumping out content for lazy minds that just want to consume, oh, just tell us more of that story, or no, I want to challenge you to grow, because the growth comes from the challenge, from the strain, and from the struggle. And I want to encourage you all to struggle. Like, I don't want to just, like, I don't make entertainment in the classical sense. Now, I'm a charismatic dude. I admit my personality is entertaining. I think that's why I have any semblance of a following, because people genuinely take a liking to me or a hating to me, and then they still watch, which I think is hilarious. But the point is when I come back, I don't just want to game the system for views. And I hate that YouTube work. One of the things I love about Facebook is I can make content there, and I make some really insightful content on Facebook. And sometimes it's not video, it's stuff that I write. And I can get it in front of anybody. Sometimes, like I had a post that almost got 1 million views in a couple of weeks for free, totally organic. I could not have gotten those results on YouTube. Right? And if you follow me close on Facebook especially, you saw I just posted an article talking about take advantage of the YouTube algorithm on my website. YouTube actually published a research paper where they showed you the math behind the algorithm. Now, it's in math and nerd speak, so I took it and I decoded it for people that don't speak, statistical analysis and linear algebra and all the other different types of crazy quantum mechanics that they use to build this thing, right? So I put it in more layman's terms, but without losing the meat I broke it down into 8 actionable strategies you can use to take advantage of the YouTube algorithm for those of you that are YouTubers, right? And I can get that content in front of anybody I want. Sometimes for free, sometimes I may have to pay a little bit, but I can guarantee you when I pay, I know exactly who's seeing it and I can drive their action after the fact. I like that better than having to put up a video, having to title it a certain way because I know that's going to get views, but then baking the content I really want you to hear underneath this kind of surface level of, here's the thing that everybody that follows me is searching for and watches, so now I can guarantee the algorithm is going to show it to you. And I'll make sure the thumbnail is extra juicy and sexy because that way if you click mine instead of clicking someone else's, it promotes me and demotes them. But I don't want to have to game the system to change the world. So I am going to go out. Wouldn't you rather have someone that has the resources to make the legitimate content that needs to be made? Not just our wants, and I believe in wants, but I want to get past your wants into the core soul needs. Not just, I don't mean physiological, like you need a house and shelter and food. I mean like the needs of your soul, the thing that if you don't get to do it, it's going to kill you, right? And the way YouTube works, it doesn't make it easy for me to get to that. So I'd rather just go build my business, and then I can just pay to get it in front of you. I have no problem with paying to play on the YouTube system without having to play the organic reach game, right? If my intent is good and if my intent is to serve and give people value, which it always is. So to recap, what's getting ready to go down here is I am laser focused 100% on building my client services business. And that has nothing to do with you guys. This is a business, this is the core of my business that I've had since 2004. And we've really started to ramp it up. And now literally I'm getting calls from people from literally all over the world to do service for them. And now I'm starting to engage more because that brings us more resources and allows me to take those resources. Once we stabilize, I get a little bit back to normal with my family. Like my family's finally starting to get back to normal after my dad and uncle died. And I want to cherish those moments with my family and my kids. And it means I can't spend the hours that I spend doing YouTube content. I need to have that with them. It means that I need to start talking to these clients that live all over the world at different hours of the day and night. I had a client call me last night at 11 o'clock. And now granted, I don't usually keep those types of business hours, but based on what they needed and the relationship that I'm trying to build with that client, I was willing to take the call because of the value to us and the value I knew I could give them. And what did that lead to? It led to me helping them and then getting another client out of the deal. So it was worth it. Right? And that's now that I'm getting all these people that are getting into our fold, and just like I take care of you guys, and I don't mean take care of you like in a patronizing way, like I'm your dad or any BS like that. I mean like literally showing y'all love to give you the things you're not learning in school. Half of your parents ain't teaching you, and I know because my parents ain't teach me that shizzle either, right? And taking all this stuff and baking it and boiling it down to give it to you. So we got to do that. I will still be focused on the products and services that we create. I won't be making a ton of videos on YouTube for that, just because Facebook gives me a much more powerful platform to do that for. And Facebook makes it so I don't have to inundate you all with the content just for it to be there. I can make it, hide it from my audience, and then promote it to get in front of the people I want to see it, or share it in different places where I just want those people to see it, the people who will benefit from it. Because let's face it, out of all the people who are watching me tonight, very few of you probably watched my how to run Facebook ads for a local business, right? So that's gonna go. All the social media content that I'm doing right now is gonna be on hiatus. That means no more Monday and Tuesday videos for now, and no more Friday night hangouts. Again, the caveat there is the Wednesday night private hangouts I do with local business, because I know some of you that follow me are business owners, and you come to those calls. Those calls will remain in place, okay? Because that's a part of my strategy right now with growing the business. So you guys are leaving me such great comments. I don't want to miss some of them. So let me shut up for a second and read. Brian, I just want to let you know that coming across your channel by chance last week, your content is amazing. Do you and take the time you need and refocus and spend time with your family. Thank you so much, Nadia. It's a blessing to have you here. I'm grateful for every one of you that take time out of your life to watch me. Understand, I don't take it lightly that you spend 5, 10, 7, sometimes an hour with me talking. That's a blessing to me that anybody would listen to me talk, right? So thank you. We'll still do the small business things. Some updates to the products, because I know a lot of you that follow me have been interested. You told me I'm interested in getting into your Take Command coaching program, which is great. That's going on hiatus too. I have one more week of coaching. Our second group, which was we basically, my team thought I was crazy. Like, you're starting a coaching program? I'm like, just hang with me. It's going to be a pilot. It's not forever. And I was telling my team, like, this coaching programs is where I'm going. Client services is not my big picture, take over the world focus. Client services is just a way for me to give a ton of value up front quickly and to bring in much more revenue more quickly than building the brand to sell a coaching product, right? So I can serve those people, get them great results, bring in money that I'm then using. It's just like with Patreon. When people give money, you're not keeping my YouTube channel on the air. You're contributing to the service I'm giving to you and to other people, right? You are a part of the movement, not just someone who's donating to a charity, right? Because we don't need charity. We need people who are willing to pick up a dang pitchfork and do some work with us, right? And sometimes you do that work with your time. Sometimes you do that work with your money. And so, the products that I have, so the Take Command coaching, and that's one-on-one live coaching. It's not like this where I'm talking and you're leaving me comments. It's where I'm talking to them over. We use Google Hangouts to do the sessions. So as soon as we finish with this group, that's going to go on hiatus indefinitely. I don't know when we're going to start it back up, but to every one of you that got in that program, pat yourselves on the back, because you got it cheaper than it's ever going to be again. I literally charged 10 times less than I would charge a client running a business. And it was just because I wanted to help a group of people, right, who were fired up for me to coach them. And I wanted to do it at a rate where it wasn't going to have to be a huge investment. But I wanted to also quickly get people into it so I could start to evaluate, am I helping people get the success that I want to see? Because in every case, I know I'm getting people success that they want to see, but a lot of times I can see their potential, and I can see potential in you that you can't see. That's what a coach does. You may actually be better at me than something, but as the coach, I'm not on the field. I'm watching you play. I can see the whole picture. And my expectations are even higher for these people than they are for themselves. That's what a good coach does. So now I've begun to evaluate the effect that we're having. It's awesome. But right now, because we've got to figure out how to remarket it, basically, because we're going to raise the price, which typically for the average person that follows me on YouTube, even the price we charge was a little bit high, even though it's 10 times less than what I would charge a business. Right, but we're going to get closer. Maybe I'm not going to go the whole 10 times, but we're going to get closer to an actual rate that's viable for us. All right, so that's on hiatus until we strategically figure out how we want to market that. The Social Media Ninja Academy drives on. Okay, we're adding content to that every month. We have our VIP calls, right? That's people that pay us a monthly fee to come on a live call, very much like the coaching program, right? But focused on social media, DIY, social media, building your business. Some people that follow me are business owners that use it to DIY their social media. Because if you're a brand new business, you might not be able to afford me to come in. Trust me, I talk to clients every day, and a good number of them can't afford me, right? Because I don't half step. I don't offer, hey, I can do your social media management for $300 and not give you any value, right? I don't play that game because I want my clients to know, no, I'm not cheap. What I do is expensive, but it punches everything else in the face because we don't sell hope. We sell results that I've proven over and over again with clients that I've worked with, right? And so the Social Media Ninja Academy is going to drive on. Good news, and once again, congratulations to everybody that got into the Social Media Ninja Academy, because it is never, ever, ever, ever going to ever be as cheap again as it was. Most of the people who got into the Social Media Ninja Academy fell into 3 tiers. They either got in when the whole program, including the monthly VIP, was $5 a month. And so for people that drag their feet, and the reason why people drag their feet, it's not the price. Because if you can't afford $5 a month, then like sell your phone. Like go do more work and get off YouTube. Firstly, right? I kept it at $5 a month, and the reason why I kept it that low was because I wanted to give something back to the people who bought my book, who watched my YouTube channel all these years. It was just me giving it away, basically. But making it cost something so that they knew it wasn't to be ignored. One of the things, and this is a sales tip for you, when you price your stuff too low, you're actually doing your client or your customer a disservice because they immediately associate it in their mind, oh, this is cheap, right? I mean, would you believe if I launched the newest Call of Duty game, I know a lot of you are gamers, and it was $5, you'd think something's wrong with this game. Now, everybody would buy it, but they wouldn't value it the way they would if they paid $60 for it. Right? They came in at $5 a month. Then, after that, it went up to $297 a month for the whole program. Right? Then it went down to $197, and then we started, because at first it was just going to be an SEO program, and how to take advantage of the YouTube algorithm. But then it turned into a professional development platform, a sales platform, a social media platform outside of just YouTube, and it grew. And eventually, the price went up to $497. The bulk of the people in the program came in at that $497 rate. But that $497 rate was violently cheaper than other programs that are just like it. And so now, if you try to log in and join the program now, you can't even do it because I don't even let people join it without an application, right? I won't even let anybody in now without an application because we've gotten to that point. And I told people from the beginning, I'm not going to let an infinite number of people get in this program because the stuff, like there's a psychology piece that I teach straight out of this book right here, right, on sales, that in the wrong hands, right, I teach it out of that book and I teach it out of this book. Now you can go read the books yourself. But what I teach in those sessions, I actually disclaim the video and say, if I ever find out on the internet that you're using any of the things I taught you in this book that come from these Harvard professors that are way smarter than us, if I ever find you using it to manipulate people in a bad way, and I don't use the word manipulation as bad. If you hired me as a personal trainer, you're hiring me to manipulate you into a better body. If you hire me as a coach, you are hiring me to manipulate you into a stronger version of yourself. Right? But if you manipulate people for evil, meaning you're just taking their money, you're not actually giving them value, I will crush you on the internet. Like it will not be pretty if I find anybody using these tactics, because some of these books talk about tactics that big businesses use to screw people and to treat people badly. And I'm like, I will not be responsible for showing these things to you. Right? So the bottom line there is most people got in at like got in for like $400 or $500. Never going to be that cheap again. And the reason why I have an application is because I want to create a moat around the program where people are actually turned off. Like, you know what, I'm not filling out a form. Good. If you were too lazy to fill out an application form to get into a program that can change your life, I don't want you in it. Because the program certainly isn't for lazy people. If you come in there and watch 2 or 3 videos and then wonder why you're not getting success, well, that's why you're not getting success. Because you don't have the intestinal fortitude to step up and fight. Right? But if I make videos about this that aren't entertaining and it sounds like I'm lecturing, right, that won't get any views, right? But right now I have one of the biggest audiences I've ever had because I know how to get attention and then turn that attention into actually benefiting your life. Right? So the Social Media Ninja Academy is never going back to being that cheap again, right? It's going up from where it is now. Right? And people that want to get in have to sign an application. Same thing with the VIP program. Most people in the VIP program started at $5, and then most people got in when it was $25. Right now it's 37. And here's a spoiler alert. The people in the program haven't even heard this yet. But I'm getting ready to announce that price is going up too, and very soon. And it's going up to a lot more than I think right now it's $37 a month. Like, do you know anybody of any reputable reputation? That's a double word, right? Do you know, like, do you think Tony Robbins would coach you for coach you for 4 hours for $37? It's not going to happen. I can tell you he charges thousands of dollars for his programs that are anywhere from 8 to 96 hours, right? So, you know, if you think anybody that knows how to, I don't know, lead large organizations through a war, like you want to talk about leadership training, you're talking about a dude, like I didn't lead Microsoft through a financial downturn. I had to lead a company through a foreign country where people were being paid to literally kill them, not financially. Right, so that's the things we bring to bear. So those are some of the things that are changing. So the reason why I'm bringing that up to you is if any of these things were things that you were interested in, don't drag your feet, because we're going to a place where we want to start building barriers. Like if you're the person that a lot of people say, oh, I can't get it together, I can't figure out, then don't. Like you have two options, sink or swim. And I'm doing you a disservice if I keep letting you tell the story of, oh, well, times are hard. Well, figure out how to make times not hard. Work harder. Add more value to other people, right? For the people that say, oh, I'd love to do it, man, but it's just too much. Why is it too much? It wasn't too much when you went out and bought that PlayStation 4. And the reason why I bring that up is not because someone didn't want to be in my program. It's that don't BS me. Like, don't tell me it's too much. Tell the truth. You don't trust that it's effective. That I can live with, because maybe for you it's not effective. And I'm starting to build these barriers because I don't want people that make excuses anywhere near, especially not the VIP program. Because I told people it's going to be like Spartans. It's going to be like 300. We're letting 300 people into that program, and then that's a wrap. It's done. It's over, because I only want to work with ninjas. That's why we titled the program the Social Media Ninja Academy, because we want to scare away people who have this passive approach to their success. I'm raising warriors, friends. I'm not sitting here on YouTube talking about I value education over entertainment because I think it's cute. It's because there is a war going on outside for your soul and for your mind. And you're going to choose which side of that war you're going to live on. Is it that I'm going to numb myself with mindless entertainment for 8 hours a day, and maybe it's almost like people treat church. I used to think that was hilarious because I didn't grow up in church, right? I grew up as basically a heathen. But I always thought it was interesting that church happened on Sunday. I'm like, don't people have needs beyond Sunday? But what they do is they spend the whole week not doing anything to feed their spirit, and then they hope an hour on Sunday is going to fix a week's worth. And I'm not talking about the nonsense that churches spout, like, you out there sinning in them clubs. Like, I don't really care what you do with your personal time, other than if you're not investing your time into something that's benefiting you, and you're hoping that you're just going to go fix it on Sunday. I used to think that was the stupidest thing in the world. Like, even as a minister, like, why? And like when I did ministry, it was 7 days a week. I was meeting with cats every day. Monday, Tuesday, meeting dudes after work, meeting dudes at their job, right? Because I led a men's group. Most of my work was like, I would get to Sunday and I hated going to church because I'm like, dude, I've been doing church for 6 days. Can I have a day off? Like, I don't care because I'm out here doing the work. You know, when you look at the most elite soldiers in the world, do you think they just do the minimum that it takes to be a soldier? No, these Jocko Willington people put in years of their lives training and working hard to become what they want to become. And for me to sit here and tell you that it's kumbaya and everything's going to be okay if you don't develop some grit, like, oh, it'll be fine, just keep believing and staying positive. Yeah, I mean, you got to stay positive, but if you're not putting in the work, it's like I had a girl that wanted me to train her in the gym. And she's like, okay, but I have one rule if you're going to train me. I said, well, I'll do whatever you want. She's like, I have to eat bowls of ice cream every night. I can't stop. I was like, okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'll train you and your heart will become healthier, but you're not going to your goal is to lose weight and get in shape and fit into your dresses. you're eating a pint of ice cream, if you're eating a pint of Haagen-Dazs every night, and you just literally told me, I can't stop that, I just love it so much, then you don't want to be thin. Like, what am I supposed to tell you? Oh, it's going to be okay, just work really hard, you believe in yourself, and Oprah, you know, you believe in, you know, the... Like, and I'm not criticizing Oprah, I think she's amazing. What I'm saying is, what dream world are y'all living in that you think you're going to get anything you want out of this life without bleeding for it? You know, I have friends that have been wounded and killed fighting for something that they believed in. And that's the price that they were willing to pay so that me and you can sit in here in this nice little office with my fireplace, marble fireplace and all this crap, right? And have a discussion about YouTube, for God's sake. So, what makes you think that we're getting off this rock easy? That we're going to just get our dreams because we believed really hard and stayed positive, but we weren't willing to put in the work. Right? You know, and I can see Terry's on his normal soapbox about these big corporations. Then shut your mouth and make a better corporation. Until you're willing to put, like, I don't want to hear anybody complain about this company did this or this company did this, and you're not building a company of your own. Because then you're part of the freaking problem. And I know that sounds kind of harsh, but I can talk to Terry like that because we're friends. Stop complaining about it and do something about it. Right? Stop complaining about Activision and EA and these companies that are doing bad by people and make a better effing company. Or at least can go be a part of one. I'm not saying you have to be the one that starts a billion-dollar company. That might be unrealistic. But go be a part of the solution and stop fussing about the problem. That's why you don't hear me complain. Like, I can make a whole 2-hour video about my beef with YouTube. Right? You don't hear me talk about that because it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't solve anything for me to come on here for an hour and complain about, well, I wish YouTube made it easier for me to actually get my content in front of people when what I don't make is the bullshit that most people like to watch. And yeah, I'm calling it that. I don't usually say that on my live streams because I don't want to be perceived as negative, and I'm not. But let's be clear. Like, I'm not watching PewDiePie's videos because I don't give 2 flying foxtrots about what that guy has to say. I don't. It doesn't add any value to my life. Now, if it adds value to your life, freaking mazel tov, man. I'm with you. But I could sit here and complain about that for an hour, or I could figure out a way to bend the system to my will. And that's what this whole talk has really been about, is if you want something in your life, and I want some things very badly. I truly believe in this vision to reach 1 million people. Or excuse me, 1 billion people. I've already reached over 1 million. I believe in the vision to reach 1 billion people. And believe me, that strategy is not primarily based on YouTube. Okay, let's be clear. You hear me say that a lot here. YouTube is not my primary source of reaching these people. I am reaching people every single day. I'm having conversations that none of you are privy to. Because of the work that I do helps people to find me. I'm having people come up to me and say, hey, I'm starting this business venture, and I've already got investors willing to drop hundreds of thousands of dollars on it, and I need a team of people to help me do it. And I've seen what you do, and I see what you believe in. Like, if you want to get to that point where now, like, I even have other people that are creating products, like I'm getting ready to do an affiliate deal. So you will see that video. But the only reason I agreed to do this affiliate video was because I believed in the people and I believed in the product. Like, I had a conversation with the people, got on the phone. The reason why I don't do a lot of affiliate marketing or sponsorship deals, because I don't believe in half the shite out there. And believe me, they've been contacting me for the better part of 3 years to help people sell crappy video games that I have to tell people, dude, I'm not promoting this for 2 reasons. 1, I'm not going to do that to my audience. And 2, I'm not going to do it to you. Your product sucks. Go make it not suck, and then come back to me. And that may sound harsh. That may not sound like the dude you're used to hearing, but that's the real dude, man. I got to keep it real with you guys because that's my truth. And so it's time for me to build a business like, I have to behave in business congruent with my dream. If I want to reach 1 billion people, I've got to change some of the things I'm doing. If I want my sons to grow up the way I want them to grow up, they need more dad's time. Right? And I'm not apologizing for the harshness so much as I know most of you are not used to that. Because, you know, I sometimes play the how to win friends and influence people card. I do tone myself down quite a bit. Because if I said half of what I was thinking most of the time, I might be unwatchable. Like the comment I started this video talking about Trump and how I'm tired of listening to people whine about him. First of all, get involved in something. But number two, recognize he's your president because he is every world leader since the beginning of time has been a reflection of the people. And Americans have become some of the most self-absorbed, narcissistic, entertainment addicted, just people. And I'm not saying that even to be mad or be mean to people. It's the literal truth. And that, and by the way, it's not like the millennials ruined it, right? Their baby boomer parents are 10 times as worse as the stuff they accuse them of. But the point is, he's a reflection of how we behave. And not just we, you and I, but how America's been behaving for the better part of 60 freaking years. He's just a reflection. And so we can get mad that he's the president and fuss about it and don't like everything he does. Right? There's been no president that has impressed me like, oh my God, he was amazing. But every one of them has done at least something that has merit. You want to know what President Reagan did? He gets crapped on a lot. Pull out your phone, look at the GPS system that's in there. The reason why you even know that exists is because of him. Boom. You're welcome. So, anyway, my phone's about to die. I love you all very much. If you want your dreams, you're going to have to be willing to sweat and bleed for them. And I don't mean literally, I mean figuratively. I'm not talking about people going and hurting themselves. Okay, I hate that I even have to say disclaimers like that. I think it's ridiculous and patronizing. But it's the world we live in. I believe in you all. I love you all dearly. I'm very grateful that you're here. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still reachable, for God's sake. Hit me up on Facebook at BryantChambers page. Follow me on Facebook. Let's talk there. Send me questions. You can still have conversations with me even when I'm not filming videos. All right, I'm not leaving, not going anywhere. I'm just reshifting our priorities. And the reason why I shot this video is because I want you all to be aware, okay? When videos don't show up, I didn't want you to just wonder what in the world's going on. Did he quit YouTube? No. But I'm not really a YouTuber either. I use YouTube as a platform. YouTube is nothing more than a tool to me. I'm not nostalgic about it. I'm not romantic about it. I don't love YouTube. I don't love being a YouTuber. I love changing people's lives. That's what I believe in. If you believe in that too, I'm going to say maybe when some of you are new around here, you should still subscribe. Because when we do get back to making more regular content, which again, I don't know when that'll be, but it won't be too long. You may not recognize me when I get back. I love you all dearly. Consider in the meantime, if you've gotten anything good out of anything I've said, not just tonight, but across the board, right? And you believe in paying it forward, I'd encourage every person that's listening to me tonight. It would mean the world to me. And I mean literally the world. If each of you would go to patreon.com/BryantChambers and become part of the Bryant Chambers movement. Become part of the movement for me to help change not only your life, but the lives of the people that you can help me reach. No donation is too small. No donation is too big. If everybody on the call right now and everybody that's going to watch it after the fact gave $1, I could start doing even more of my programs besides the 69 pillars absolutely for free. Because then it wouldn't be committing treason against my family to not ask for the sale. All right, so I encourage all of you to be a part. It's not charity. That's what keeps the lights on around here. I hate that. It's you becoming a part. It's you putting skin in the game and saying, I'm not going to be that person that just whines about my dreams and doesn't do anything about them, that whines about the president but doesn't do anything about it, that whines about big corporations but then goes back to playing our video games instead of making video games. I'm going to be a person. With me, you are the movement and I'm the mouthpiece that helps change this world's perspective and helps us to understand that the most successful people on the planet always, always value education over entertainment. And if we can change at least 1 billion people, we can literally and fundamentally change the world to a much more empathetic and loving place. Maybe one day in the future that we'll live to see, we can get rid of the wars that we fight. Because the wars are how countries eat. And the only reason we go to war is because we have a famine mentality. And if we can teach people the right things, we can remove that mentality entirely. Help be a part of that, friends. It'd mean the world to me if you did. I love you all dearly. Remember that we're stronger than I. And I'll see you soon.